Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 7 kiddos, about to be 8. No later than next week. So I am trying to get my videos filmed so that I can get them uploaded for you guys, so that there's not too much of a gap in between being pregnant and having the baby, and just having some weeks where I already have stuff planned out. Okay, I wanted to do a video on, I will link my video for my 6th graders curriculum choices. But I wanted to give an update because in that video, I was unsure about science and I was unsure about history because the curriculum pieces, the curriculum choices that I've used before, that I have been so I've always been very diligent about curriculum and actual curriculum pieces and companies, and not piecing things together and stuff like that. I decided to do it a little bit differently for this upcoming school year for her, going into 6th grade. So I looked at curriculum pieces that I have used before. I have looked at other curriculum pieces that are very similar in content, and I really had to think about what her interests are at this point. Yes, it is important for them to learn all of the things that are basic as it relates to science and to history and things like that. However, in middle school, elementary definitely, and in middle school, I have come, having already graduated a middle schooler, it is not as important as a lot of people make it out to be to do a specific curriculum course for those 2 subjects. And I say that because at the end of the day, high school is where it matters. And I really did not want to do repeats of different eras and different concepts that would make it boring for her once she reaches the high school level, if that makes sense. She is not one that likes to really repeat things, and if she gets bored of something, then it's like her interest just, I have a few kids like that actually. So I went a different route, which I never really thought I would do. I'm a little bit more eclectic this year with her curriculum as it relates to, well, actually with a lot of curriculum, but as it relates to science and history. So I thought about, what are her interests? What is she interested in that would keep her interest and would I guess keep her engaged in this, to where it can be more of an independent subject or subjects. And what I found was, for science, more of interest-based. So master books, which I have mentioned I will be using for different things this year and venturing out using them, which I actually did look at their curriculum at the very, very beginning. And I ended up going a different route, but I really feel like this is a time where I know my kids obviously better after this is being my 6th year of homeschooling we'll be going into. And so I know how they learn and how they grasp different things and different concepts, and whether or not this curriculum piece would work. And that's as a side note, that's kind of the difference between just starting out, is you have no idea what your kids, how your kids are going to learn. You have no idea how your kids are going to grasp these concepts, and you know how they really retain the information, what the easiest way for them to retain the information, because all of my kids, I mean, yes, some kids are the same, but I really have to think about it. Like, how does this child learn best? And my incoming sixth grader learns best with interest-based subjects and interest-based things. So with that being said, for science, their master books has a group of books called Wonders of Creation. And what it is it has different, what I'm doing is I'm ordering two first, see how it goes. I am going to order ocean and weather, and they have different things. I think they maybe have, they might have geology, they might have caves. I can't remember all of the ones that they have. You can buy it as like a group of books, like the whole set, or you can buy them individually. I opted to do individually. I think it's like $15-$20 a book off Christian books. And that way it is science, but it is what she is interested in. And like I have said, in middle school, people put so much emphasis on middle school curriculum. And really, it should be probably with a little bit more prep than elementary. It should be very much interest-based in middle school as well, with the exception of math, getting ready for, you know, the higher level of math. Obviously, you want to be strong in math, but things like science and history, it is all interest-based, because everything that my incoming ninth grader did in middle school, yes, he learned, but it's irrelevant once you hit high school, because in high school you have to have specific things. So anyway, science, I'm going to start with that. I'm going to try the master books, Wonders of Creation. I'm going to get the ocean and the weather, and I'm going to see how she likes that, instead of just one giant like science curriculum book that has all the things that I feel like just might be overkill for her age. And again, that might be a personal preference. I just know, having a kiddo that just finished middle school, how not as important, I don't want to say not as important. That's going to come back and bite me. How much it doesn't really affect things as they get into high school in the subjects of history and science, if they take the wrong thing, or if they study the wrong thing. There is no right or wrong in middle school, other than preparing for higher level math, higher level English, depending on what they want to do possibly as they get older. So that is science. History. So we did knot grass last year, primarily for my 8th grader, but my 5th grader, going into 6th this coming year, sat and listened to quite a bit of it until she got just bored of it. And it wasn't boring because the content was boring. It was just a lot of information for her as a 5th grader. And I offered her that do you want to sit? Do you want to listen? And I think it was from like the beginning to 1877. That is the knot grass that we used. And we loved it. I loved it. We will be continuing knot grass with my 9th grader. But it was so much information for her that it was just so much to take in and to comprehend. And she didn't have to sit in on it. Yes, she did for a while, and she learned some stuff, but then it just got to be like so much. So again, I'm doing more of I had to sit down and figure out how does she comprehend things best. Typically it's reading books or, like I said, interest-based. Now for history, I'm going to try her on the Christian Heroes series instead of a specific time period. So if you have not heard of the Christian Heroes series, it is basically a set of books that each book talks about somebody historically. It is obviously Christian based that had some impact on history at some point. I am ordering books 1 through 5, and I'm going to see how she does with that, because she could sit and read all day. And if that is how she gets history in, it is all history, regardless of if you are specific with a time period or if you are specific with a person in history or an event in history. If you just sit there and, like, let's say she wanted to read about, I don't know, World War II or World War I, and I got her books on that, that is still history. There is nothing that says in middle school as a homeschooler that you have to take a specific time period and that is the only thing that you learn. Now, yes, in public school you would be doing that. And yes, typically that and historically that is what I have done. But again, when you have kids that learn differently and kids that retain information differently and kids that that enjoy learning in a different way that is your norm, I guess, that is the beauty of homeschool, is that you can recognize that and you can cater to that. So I am doing the Christian Heroes series. I'm going to start it. Again, both of these are things that I'm just starting. I did not order the entire 1 through whatever. I don't even know what the books go up to. And if we finish, which we probably will, same with science, if we finish the books that they have, then we'll reevaluate from there and say, okay, what do you want to learn about now? She loves marine biology. Marine biology is her thing. And so, anything ocean related for science or marine biology for science, things like that, just reading about that, things that she is interested in. And obviously in high school too, you can later on in the upper level high school, you can take a marine biology course. And so that is what I anticipate her doing. But for now, it is going to be very interest based for her. So I just wanted to give that update because I did say in my video before where I talked about my curriculum picks that we were trying to see what she was going to do. I had thought about BJU Press. I had thought about different options, and none of them really stuck out to me until I thought kind of outside of the box and what is it that she would enjoy most as a 6th grader. So that is what we're going to try. So I wanted to update you guys and let you know in case that is a route that you want to take or that you have not looked into, a little bit more eclectic. Like I said, that is not like me really to do that because I just don't do that. I was very straightforward with curriculum pieces and things like that until I just get a little bit more lackadaisical, I guess, as each year goes and I have more kids. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions down below. I will give you an update on how that is going once we start. And I will I'll show you a flip through when we get those in as well, so that you can kind of see if that's something that you want to try. Like I said, neither one of these will last probably the whole year unless you just space it out, which we might do. I might just tell her read a chapter a week or read a chapter every 2 days or whatever. I'll look at it when I get it and see, kind of evaluate from there and see what kind of time frame and what kind of schedule I really want to do for that. So let me know down below if you have any questions, guys, and I will see you next time. Take care.